Welcome back, Visions fans. Ready Player Will here. This is just going to be a very fun, quick prediction video about our global exclusive unit coming next week. There's a lot of hype around it that it's going to be Esther, a character from Final Fantasy Brave Exvius who was meta-defining, a super fan favorite, a really fun character to play with. I played at the time and absolutely, loved putting her in my comps and using her in every stage of the game. There's some decent evidence why she's probably coming to global. I'm here to refute that and tell you why. So let's first off look at the two biggest points of evidence. Number one is that Easter this year, American Easter, falls on April 17th, which is coincidentally the week of the unit release for the global exclusive unit. And that's what Gumi did last time. They released Esther at the Easter holiday, and so it stands to reason they would probably do the same. That's fair evidence, I'll give you that. The second point of evidence is actually in the limited Guild War that's coming that week as well. And so far, this limited Guild War, number one, there are no comp restrictions whatsoever, no cost restrictions, no ability restrictions, nothing of the sort. And the only thing we know about it, of the map, is that it's a lightning unit slash attack up and lightning unit accuracy up. Now, Esther in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius was a massive lightning slash chainer. That's exactly what she was. So it stands to reason, based upon these buffs, that Esther is the logical pick to be our next global exclusive unit. I'm here to tell you I don't think that at all. I actually think there is a very high IQ balance reason for this setup on the map, and why the unit we're getting is going to be Roberta instead, who was another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius unit, a Dragoon style unit. And I think she's the most likely unit we're going to get as a fire element unit. And here's why. So when we think about the top end of the game right now and the mono light meta that's prevalent across the game, right? Well, fire is in a self-admittedly bad place in my opinion, and many of you know that from my C tier review where I think the vision cards aren't good enough, the cast is a little power crap. And historically, the buffs that they give to the maps are typically to entice people to pull the new unit and use them. So I know a lot of you are looking at me going, well, Will, if it's a new fire element unit, I would expect some kind of fire attack up or fire accuracy up, something to that effect. And my response to that is no. They're going higher IQ than that this time. Lightning, as well as wind, are notorious potential viable counters for mono light. They both do things that can mitigate what mono light does really well. So if you release a new fire unit, well, what are the two things that can immediately hard counter it? The first would be an extremely strong water element cast, which we now just got Celeste, which opens some opportunities to use the water units. But then also mono light, where Locke obviously has also buffed that element even more than it already was before to some degree, where now it's 2 evasion light units. Well, here's the thing. Lightning can absolutely hard counter water, and lightning with these buffs can absolutely hard counter light, which means with lightning's prevalence being so strong to take those two elements out of the fold, it gives fire a chance to actually be competitive. You say, okay, I'm with you so far. I can see why maybe you think that it's fire, but why Roberta specifically? Well, the answer to that is if they're going to buff lightning through the roof so that lightning is like incredibly good on this map, well, it stands to reason then if you look at who the lightning tank is and who you have to get through, Charlotte is a minus 10% pierce weakness. And I'm pretty positive we're going to get Roberta, a very strong pierce unit, to come in this week, and you're going to get fire element units who are going to be able to smack down the lightning cast, but lightning is going to be able at least to keep water and mono light in check. That's my big theory. That's my prediction. So I think a lot of people are going to get let down because of it, because they're obviously so excited for Esther, and for some good reasons. A fire pierce unit, although certainly would not skew any metas or change anything, depends how strong you make the kit, depends how strong you make the vision card. You could certainly see something increase for fire, depending upon what they want to do balance-wise. But that's my thoughts in a nutshell. That's my bold prediction. We'll find out a week from now what ends up actually happening.